you know, at the age of 18, I was struggling to understand after finishing school here in Brisbane what I could do with my life. I was not the most studious young man, but I had a desire to entertain these thoughts of what could be next. I looked to friends of my older sibling, my older brother, who's 4 years my older. And one of his friends who had travelled the world quite extensively said to me, you should go and work in the US. The US is an amazingly open place. People have an ability to show you what the world is capable of, and go and work in a summer camp. Go and work with kids over in the US. Go and learn what the world has to offer, but just get out of Australia. So I went over and worked at a summer camp, and at that summer camp in the desert of California, I met a great group of people who really did open my eyes to the breadth of generosity that the world could offer. Being a sheltered city kid from Australia, for 18 years, this was kind of like my pathway into what the world had to offer. And through that time, 2 summers in California, I recall one really important thing that shaped who I am today, which was driving through the cornfields of California. Wow. Through the grids of cornfields. We would, with a bus full of camp counsellors, go from LA out to Fresno. It was a 2 or 3 hour trip. And we would land in this area that was literally corn as high as you could reach, even further. And it was 30 to 40 minutes of cornfields. And I thought, why are there so many cornfields here? What is this? Little did I know that was the centre of industrialised agriculture for corn production. Right. And what does corn produce? When you take the corn cob, it gets distilled down into high fructose corn syrup. And high fructose corn syrup is one of the world's biggest problems from a health perspective. Okay. So little did I know at the age of 18 I was being surrounded by the world's agricultural problems. And through that I actually discovered that we as Australians have a very heavy disconnect between where our food comes from and how it lands on our plate.
That's true. Yeah.
So upon returning in 2012 or 2011, I felt a disconnect between my homeland and what I could offer. I was trying to find this balance. Yeah. I landed on the topic of bees, and bees ended up being the conduit for me as an individual to learn the importance of the cycle of food, from planting a seed to harvesting a crop. Because bees contribute to 1/3 of our global food supply through pollination. And here in Australia, actually 65% of agriculture depends on bee pollination.
Wow, that high?
Yeah, that high. So I started a business here in Brisbane, really targeting local businesses that I could work with to get that message out there. And I went and rescued a local bee swarm from the base of a mountain here in Brisbane, and that one bee swarm ended up being with me for my first 8 years of beekeeping.
That is amazing. How long have you been doing it for?
13 years, so since 2012.
Well done.
Started off with one beehive in my mum's backyard, which then ended up on the council-owned plot next door to her home, which then ended up with 5 beehives on the council plot.
Yeah. Wow.
So thank you, Brisbane City Council, for allowing me free rent for about a year. We put bees on skyscrapers 50 stories high. We put beehives on land banks. So we produce around 25 tonnes of honey a year through our beehives. Wow. And we manage around 45 tonne of honey through our facility. And we try to promote local produce, so honey that's made nearby to where you reside. And by doing so, we can help, I guess, educate people on the importance of why growing food locally, not just in your backyard, but really here in Australia is important. And bees are a bit of a barometer for our environment. Yeah. They say that they are the thing that gives us a true understanding of how healthy our ecosystems are, because they are such tight local foragers. They fly for around 5 kilometres from their hive, and they tell a true story. But native bees here in Australia contribute to a large swath of that pollination effort as well.
And you don't deal with the native?
We do. We put them into kindergartens, we take them to aged care homes, we put them at the front door of buildings where...
Because they don't sting, do they?
They don't. They bite?
Yeah, but they don't sting. yeah, that's right.
The social native bees.
Close enough.
Yeah, so
Semantics.
semantics, yeah, if you get bees in you can get native bees stuck in your ears, and if you've got hair, which, you know...
Which we
once
don't.
upon a time...
Which we don't.
Yeah, they get caught in the hair and they get tangled, and it's hard to survive them, so to speak.